What's going on, guys? Skip here, Skip's Happy Hour. Today we're going to play with the Skip's Media Player from Windows 98, and I redid the software and I can actually get it to play in Windows 11. The original version from Windows 98 will play in Windows XP all the way up to Windows 11. I'm going to show you that. Then we're going to go into the programming part. I'm going to show you what goes on from there. We're going to go into the programming aspect of it. So first, all right, we're going to go to Skip's Media Player here. All right, and here it pulls up. Now, the original one picked the Windows color, and see, so in Windows, this is the original Windows 98 one, does not pick the Windows color. So you can go over to About, and then you can pick a color. I always like this color here. This is the color, it's default in Windows 98. I think it's a good look for Windows 98. And so, something that's weird is when you go back, see how this is 3D, but the first time when you change the color, it kind of isn't. See what I mean? So that's something I need to work on the original version. See how it comes back now? All right, so let's go back to here. And then if we go to, let's go to my desktop here. And then we go to the MIDI files, and let's play a song. So notice how that, let me do it again. See how it says playing here? Where it says playing on the blue part right here? See how it does that? And then it goes away, but I want you to look at the media player because here, it's copyright 2013, okay? I didn't put that in there, so somehow Windows updated it, so I'm not sure. And it shows you it's playing the song down here instead of here, and I'm not sure why it does that. Another thing you can do is on here, you can actually go to OneDrive, which actually works, which is crazy. Like doing OneDrive from Windows 98 is just crazy to me. All right, and then the autoplay. This does not work. Look, let me turn this off. The autoplay does not work. You see that? I don't know why. I think it's because this property here is private from this form, and I'm not sure 100% sure why it's not doing that. Another thing that doesn't work is the system information. Because I don't know if that's a Windows 98 feature, but it doesn't work. Okay. All right. So anyway, so that works. Okay. Now we're going to go to into the programming of the new version, and then we're going to go to that. Okay. So let's go into here. And the K6, by the way, is not running. So we're going to do this. We're going to run a K6-3 at 500 megahertz with 128 megabytes of RAM, and we're going to use a Sound Blaster AW64 and an MPU 401, and the graphics card is just a a Voodoo 3. Okay, so let's run that. That's the GA5 Super Socket 7 motherboard. All right, so we're in. And then let's go full screen. And all right, so let's go into VB6, and I will show you. So I'm actually showing you, this is actually on my source to show you what's going on, but the first thing we do is we want to pick a volume, a variable called volume, because we want to store the volume control. And I'm not going to demonstrate this, but when you open my media player, I want to capture the volume, and then so you can change it during when you're playing, and when you exit out, it's going to put the volume back where it was because it's a media device. So you want to grab what you had and put it back. So I just set a volume called public right here. If you click the About box, we're going to show the form About, which is here. Okay. This is our form About, and you'll see this in the application. This isn't exactly like the first one, but because there's a couple of reasons. First of all, I don't have the programming, but this is just for testing. I haven't finished it all up, but one thing we noticed that we do have the color button. When we click that, it goes to Command click 1, which is sub picking for a color. We just call Common Dialog 1 show color, and after we pick the form, we send form 1 back color to common, and we set it to form 1 back color to Common Dialog 1 color, right? The form, we also want to set the About box to the same color. So once we pick it, it's going to put it into there. Okay. All right, so that's the About box. And this one here goes to a Common Dialog. I'll show you what that does and the reason why I have it there. And the system information. Okay, let's close that. So let's go ahead and run the software, but let me show you one more thing. So On our form, we have a drive control, a directory control, and a file control. Oh, this is why. That's why this thing crashed when I did it in Windows 11. I need to delete that. That doesn't need to be here. That was the reason why it was crashing on that. Okay, so we don't need that. I got rid of it. But notice here, this media player is the older one for Win98 because I'm in Windows 98 right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and run it. And then we'll pull it over here so you can see what happens. But basically, we're going to go ahead and pick our drive. So we want to go to drive C, I guess. We'll go to MIDI. We'll play a song, right? Now notice here that it plays, it shows that it's playing, right here it shows that it's playing, and it doesn't show on the bottom like the new one does. Okay, so that's playing. So then, and here's a great thing about this, you can't drag and drop anything or break anything. Like you can't drag this over here. That's why I like this. So like if you're just playing around, want to play a file, you just click it and it goes. Okay, right, you see what I mean? If you go to About, you can also do system information. This is the one I was trying to tell you that in Windows 11 it doesn't work, but you can see here that we're running Skips K6. It's a K6-3 processor at 128 megs. So, okay. And if we click OK, it goes back. We can change the color if we want to that favorite color I like, which was blue. This button here I just have as a test because I wanted to show you when I pull the common dialog box up here, you can get to the network neighborhood, and I'll show you how that's different in Windows 11. All right, that's it. So let's get out of here. A couple other things, just really easy how this works. Let's go to drive. So when you click, when the drive changes, so we know about the form about, that's when we show this form over here. But if we change the drive, then we need to change the file path. So on directory change, we're going to make file1 equal directory1. That's those boxes. So I'll show you. This is file directory1. I mean drive 1, directory 1, file 1. Okay, this is text box 1, and I don't know what this is called. This is called about click. Okay, so that's called about. So let's go back to that real quick. So if we go here to form 1 and then go to clicking here, so on the directory change, we're going to make the file box into the directory 1. That's going to change the path to it. Okay. Then what we do is on the drive change, we have to check for a bad drive. And the reason why we do this is because if there's no A drive, it's going to return an error, right? So we just check for that. So on drive change, on error, resume shit next. What that means is if it's an error, just remove on to the next, just end the subroutine, right? It's just going to resume the next one. So, and if it's not an error, then it's going to make drive 1, directory 1, drive 1, okay? Then if we actually click on a file in the file box over there, so we're going to have an error handler here. It's really easy. So this is kind of an important part of it. So when we click on this here, if we're in the root directory of C and we click on a file, it's going to have a double backslash. It's the only time it happens in Visual Basic. So we have to check for that. So let's go back to the code and I'll show you what I mean. So if we change it, we check for the bad drive, we just make sure it resumes next, and then we go to the error handler here, and this is kind of important. So we take the file path, the full path name, which was once you click on it, it's going to give the full path, and if it's not an error, it's going to go ahead and put this backslash in there, and the file name, right? But if the right, okay, very end of the string has a backslash, then we don't want a double backslash. So that's why it says, does a digit on the right have a backslash? Then we just add file path and file name. So if it's an error, what happens is it just jumps down, okay? Here's some examples. We handle the roots, it's going to be C. And so to avoid the double backslash, it'll be C:\\\, file. So if the right very end of the string has one of these here, the backslash, then we don't add it to the full path, okay? Because that's what's going to play the MIDI player here in a minute. All right, I hope that makes sense. So then we check, and if it doesn't do that, then we add the backslash here, okay? And then we end that subroutine, we check it, and if it's not, it's okay. So anytime you dimension a string, you always want to initialize it. So all I do is I just put something in there, okay? Just so it's initialized, because we're going to check here, okay? So we check, after we initialize, we check it. So if it is a backslash, then we just add the file name, the file path, and the file name. If it doesn't have a backslash, we need to add one, okay? So then what we do after that is we end the if statement there, and we go into the media player. We just play the file name for the media player equals the full path, which is with the variable we set here, okay? That's the name of it, either with the backslash or whatever. Then we do a media player 1.play. We change text 1, which is this box here, which is text 1, like I said. We're going to go ahead and put playing and the media, and then the file name, whatever it's playing, right? We set the text box there. We end that subroutine. Now, if it's an error, we go to the error handler and we put in the text box 1, cannot play media file and the file name, okay? Okay, so when the form loads, when this form 1 loads right here, remember the volume we set earlier? We're going to go ahead and grab that. It's a public variable. We're going to go ahead and grab that, put the media player volume 1 into there. Then the next one, we're going to set it to negative 100, which is 90%. It's the way they do it. 0 is 100%. So you go negative 100, it'll play it at 90% on the volume. Then once we unload, we're going to set the media volume back to whatever it was there eventually. So I want this, because if the media is low and you try to play a file, it won't play. So we're going to set it to 90, and then we're going to play it. And then once this form unloads and you kill the program, it's going to set it back to whatever we set originally in that public variable called volume, all right? And that's it. That's the whole program. All right. You could speed that up or whatever. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to kill out of Visual Basic now, because we know this works, right? And I'm going to go back to Windows 11 now. Okay, so let's just go ahead and shut down. We'll go ahead and save those. I don't know what I did. We're going to go back here. And we're going to shut down. Okay, back out of the emulator. And we're going to go to the Skips Happy Hour now. We're going to go here. This is the one that I programmed in Win98. We're going to go ahead and click on it. Now notice a couple things here. First of all, the colors aren't right? We lost our color. But our drive still works. And what's weird about it is if you go to, let's say, if I go to users, right, and I scroll down or up, I want to go to here and I want to go to my desktop. If I scroll up, the mouse button seems to do unusual things. And I'm not sure if that's because, I don't know, it just seems like it works differently. So if I go to the desktop, right, we're going to go to the MIDI directory and we play a song now. So notice here, we have Media Player 2013. I didn't change any of this, like this same file. And then, let me stop it. And also down here on the bottom, see that? It's playing Africa down here. So if we pick a song, see how it starts to play it here and then it just goes away? So I'm not sure why it does that, but then it plays down here, see that? So I'm not 100% sure why it does that. So there's a couple little bugs, but I mean, in general, the file works in Windows 11. All right. Which is amazing. So let's go to our About box and see the differences here. So in this About box, again, the color, we can change. I actually like this one the best. And then the network drive. See how I was talking about earlier, that now you can actually get to OneDrive and play off the OneDrive, which is interesting, right? And then the system information does not work. And the autoplay does not work. Okay. All right, so that was it. I just wanted to, so Phil was talking about emulating, and I could have done this in the studio on the K6, which isn't actually working. I could have done all this with the lights and the capture and all this, but you get the idea. There you go. Skips a media player. Hope you learned something. And play around with it. Start programming. It's fun. And that's it. It was very simple. I showed you how to do it, and that is all. All right. That's it. Skips Happy Hour. See y'all later. Bye-bye.